Hi,
Hello, you
guys.
guys. Happy
Good
Tuesday. How
morning.
are you? Good morning. Kelly's beautiful new background is gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I like that feel, honestly.
Very 1950s, 60s.
But it feels cozy.
It's my grandma's
Cozy.
house. I'm at grandma's house today.
She is. All right. I'm with you, Emily. Let's do this. Good morning, Kimberly Huff, and good morning, Sharon Wong. How are you guys? All right. So, welcome to today's training where we are going to talk about mastering Search Console in just 10 minutes. Are you overwhelmed or have lots of questions about Search Console? Whether you're brand new to it or you're looking to sharpen your skills, this session is going to guide you through the essential tasks that can help you quickly accomplish and uncover actionable insights about the performance of your blog. Okay.
So, Google Search Console is like a backstage pass to your site's performance on Google search, right? When you master these few key features, it's going to save you time. It's going to help you spot opportunities, and it's going to keep your content strategy razor sharp. And that light right there looks like I have weird hair thing happening. Oh, goodness. What are they going to learn, Crystal?
Well, I'm just loving that Samantha's listening from her garden. I love gardens. I want to see your garden. All right. So, what are you going to learn? You're going to learn 3 things: how to check your site's indexing status. That's really important. You're also going to learn the easiest way to review keywords driving traffic to your site. And you're going to learn how to identify pages that need updates or revisions so that they can perform better. Okay. What are they going to walk away with?
You're going to walk away with confidence in navigating Google Search Console like a pro, a prioritized list of action steps based on real data, and even a toolkit to boost your site's visibility and engagement in just a few minutes a week. And I don't even know what our word is, Crystal.
Word of the day is, I don't remember either. I don't know. We'll have to come back to you with that. But
everything's off a little bit for me because I'm not home. That messes everything up. But I'm going to get that while you're talking.
It's a good word. What is it? I don't remember.
I feel like it's a long word. But go ahead. I'm going to find it right now.
Okay, she's looking for it. So, what is your aha moment? I knew you would ask. This training is for you if you've been feeling overwhelmed by where to start with Search Console or worried that you're not using your data to the full potential. And we see that all the time. Okay, I always say it's like your free phone call to Google. If you wish you knew what people were searching for when they found your content, it is in Search Console. So stick with us and you'll see just how simple it is to turn Google Search Console insights into results. This is what we talk about when Kelly and I talk about being intentional and deliberate and strategic. This is the kind of thing that we're talking about. So let's get started. Did you find the word of the day?
I have not yet. So I'm getting there. So I'll move on. Number 1, you need to check your site's indexing status. This is a big one that people just kind of ignore, I think. So indexing is how Google knows that your site exists. If your pages aren't indexed, they don't show up in search results. So how do we do it? So you want to open Google Search Console and go to the coverage report under index, right? So the indexing section, you're going to go to pages right there. And then I have tabs everywhere. You're going to, in there, I want you to look at valid pages. I want you to look at errors, and I want you to look at warnings. Valid pages, they're good. Everything's great. You appear, don't even need to worry about it. Errors are pages that Google could not index due to issues like broken links or server errors, or you have said, don't index these pages, right? So if it's like a search result or something that you've said don't index, then ignore that. But you do need to look for the things that should be valid and aren't valid. Those are the links that you need to be concerned about fixing, whatever the error is. And then warnings. There might be some pages that are indexed but have potential problems like missing metadata. Those are super important. You want to make sure you fix all of that as well. Okay. You're going to click. It's easy, guys. Don't be like, what does this mean? What does this mean? When you click it, start paying attention because the warnings are going to tell you exactly what the explanation is. and even give you recommendations to fix those problems. Okay.
Yep. Click on, oh, you already said that. Sorry. So here's a pro tip for you. Use the URL inspection tool so that you can check specific pages. Have you ever done that? And are you familiar with that? Paste a URL into the tool to confirm if it's indexed and figure out why it's not. Again, like Kelli said, don't let all of this, don't feel like, oh my goodness, I'm going to break something in here, or I don't know what to do with this information. So often it tells you what it is, why it is, what to do, right? So by ensuring that your essential pages are indexed correctly, you're ready to set the stage for better visibility, which is part of what we're trying to do here. Good afternoon, Laura. How are you? Performance. It's the word performance. Text it to 251-644-6701, just the word performance. If you text that word and you don't get anything, that means you've D&D'd us. So how do you fix that? You text the word start, count to 10, and then text the word performance. Don't text any sentences. Don't text anything other than start and then send it, and then wait a minute, and then text the word performance. And then try to refrain from D&D'ing us. Because if you do, you're not going to get the printables. This is how we're delivering them now. All right, Kelli, let's talk about reviewing keywords, bringing traffic.
Why does it matter? Knowing what queries people use to find your site will help you optimize existing content, and it'll help you identify the gaps where you can create new content. This is a big part of what we teach, is identifying those gaps and optimizing your existing stuff using Search Console. We love it. We use it all the time. So how do you do it? Go to your performance report. Could also be called search results. And I want you to focus on two key things here. Search queries, which shows the exact keyword that people are typing into Google that you're showing up for. And then I want you to look at CTR. If you do not see it in the whatever kind of graph, yeah, in the graph at the bottom, then go scroll back up and make sure that it is teal. If it's white, that's why you can't see it. So go back up there, click where it says average CTR, and make it teal. Then you will see it down in the graph, spreadsheet looking thing at the bottom. That'll tell you how often users are clicking on your site after they see the search result. Okay, so that means, the percentage of people that saw it and actually took an action. Then really, so now you have that information. I want you to look for an opportunity. So here's a great opportunity that you can look for. Okay, high impressions, low CTR. Again, you're not seeing those impressions. Make sure that it looks like it's maybe purple. Okay. High impressions, low CTR. These are keywords where your page is showing up a lot, but it's not being clicked very often. So that means you need to update your meta title and your meta description to make them more engaging or to solve the problem a little bit better. Also, you can look at long tail queries. Specific, detailed search terms are often much easier to rank for, and they do convert very well.
All right, so pro tip, sort your query data by impression to find keywords that have visibility potential but could use better optimization. So like Kelli was just saying, if we have words that have all of these impressions and they're not getting clicks, what's the problem? Why is there no click-through rate, right? What do we need to do? Like Kelli said, often it is the meta title or the meta description. Katie says, any suggestion for a query that's been working on your site and your impressions and page rank are really improving? So the impressions and the page rank are improving, but the click-through rate is not following suit. Well, there must be some sort of improvement because your the position. What do you mean by page rank? I'm assuming you mean position. The position is part of the equation in identifying that is the click-through rate. So are you sure that your click-through rate is not improving? But also,
that is a great question. That is a great, hold on, before you say, but also keep that in mind, because I want to say the click-through rate thing that Crystal just mentioned is very important. It's a percentage. So if your impressions are increasing at a faster rate than your clicks are increasing, then that percentage is going to look lower, but the number of clicks is actually much, much higher. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Okay, go ahead, Crystal.
So, yeah, just keep that in mind. And so you're saying, should you maybe work on your meta description? It's possible, but also being that you do have the impressions and you are improving in your page ranking, if your position wasn't improving, then I would be concerned. What is your position? That I would want to know that as well. But also, I would hate for you to make updates to your meta and remove something that was actually helping you. So one thing I would do is make sure that my meta is not keyword stuffed, okay? Because that could be a problem. But honestly, it sounds like your meta is good. Your meta description.
Also, how long has it been?
Right. And do you have, how much other content do you have?
Right.
Is it time to do a keyword plan, right? Because other posts related to that could perform well as well. And that's part of what we teach in Search Console. That's part of what we teach in Six Figure. Is like, we don't just want one post for that term based to we want a plethora. We want to be an authority, right? So the more that we can build an authority over all of the base term, the better we're going to do in the long. Right. Exactly. So with this data, you can adapt your keyword strategy to focus on what your audience is actively searching for. Okay. All right. Kelly, how do they find pages needing updates?
So how do you find pages that need updates? And why does it matter? Over time, guys, pages lose their effectiveness. They just do. It's very important that you refresh old content to ensure that it stays relevant and that it continues to rank well in the search results. The one thing that I tend to hear often, especially from long-time bloggers, is, I really don't understand what happened. I haven't changed anything. Well, honey, that's what happened. Right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened. So how do we do it? How do we identify those pages that really, honestly, if it's more than a year old, it probably should be updated. If it's more than 6 months old, it probably should be updated. But if you're like me and Crystal, you have 5,000 pieces of content and it's completely impossible to update everything every year, right? So you really need to identify the most important pieces, right? And get those done first. Then you continue working down the list. So go to your coverage report, go to indexing pages, and look for those excluded pages. These might not be indexed. That is, I'm like, why? What happened? We copied and pasted our thing somehow. Okay, how do you do it? that was, I guess when we were keeping our formatting, we brought the stuff from the last one down and then didn't remove the stuff. Okay, so how do you do it? I'm like, this isn't right. Head to the performance report. Okay, so again, it can be called search results. I want you to use your pages tab, not your query. I want you to use your pages tab to see how well your individual pages are performing. And I want you to identify pages with low traffic or with declining impressions. And so the way that we would look at declining is we would compare, right? Or we would just click it and kind of look at that line graph. What's happening? Is it going up? Is it going down? Right? Then you want to make sure that your average position, which is orange, you want to make sure that that is clicked so that you can go look and see what is on page 2 and 3. Spend a little bit of time on those to boost those up, right? So that's positions 11 through 30, average position of 11 through 30 pages. Those are opportunities that you can optimize to try to get into that page 1.
Yep. All right. So pro tips. Here are some ideas for you. I want to focus a little bit on something that Kelly said just a minute ago, which is updating old content. Okay. She was saying that if it's been more than 6 months, it probably needs to be updated. A lot of us have been blogging for a long time, and we have, I have over 5,000 posts. Kelly has 5,000 posts. You probably have 5,000 posts. There is so much content that needs to be updated. And we live in a highly competitive world now online where everything needs to be updated at minimum once a year, ideally every 6 months. And that doesn't mean a complete overhaul, okay? But here are some things that you can do as you're looking at old content. it's considered kind of old at 6 months. It's considered a little older at a year. Okay. So think about it. We're not just saying the things from 2013. Okay. So do you need to add new keywords or new sections based on recent search trends? And what I mean by that is taking that URL, putting it in Search Console as a page, and let it tell you what terms it's popping up for. Okay. Which queries. Those queries without keyword stuffing, how can you add some more of those queries to that blog post? Okay. That could be something that you do, Katie, for your post that you were talking about. Refresh outdated links and images. Okay. So do you have broken links? Remember how we've given you guys free printables before on the things you should do when you're updating old content, checking for broken links, checking for redirects? That's something that you need to be doing right now. Do you need new images? Don't just get rid of the ones that are there. Make sure you hide them. Are your images not images that are going to perform in a 2025 environment? I almost said 2022, 2025 environment. Here's another big one. Is this post so old that it is on classic editor instead of blocks? That's a big one.
Okay, I have something to say to that, because I've been seeing in the Facebook groups where several people are like, I'm still on classic because I just hate blocks.
Right. That's a problem.
Did you know that classic editor is in a different form of HTML? So a lot of the bots can't read any of the content in classic editor. Do you know that?
So that's a big thing that you need to resolve. You need to be updating content. Okay. You also need to ensure that your page is mobile friendly, that that your blog overall is mobile friendly. If it's not, that's a bad user experience. Google has told us that they don't want a bad user experience, and they're going to push your content down and they're going to show Katie's content instead. Okay. So those are things that you need to be thinking about. By focusing on these updates, you're going to turn your underperforming pages or blog posts into rich sources of traffic. Kelli, this is kind of a short training. What are our final thoughts?
Mastering Google Search Console is not about mastering every single feature in there. It's about focusing on the key insights that are going to drive results, which is 10 minutes a day. I mean, honestly, 10 minutes a week. You can check your indexing, you can monitor your traffic driving keywords, and you can keep your pages performing at their best. So,
Yep.
What do they need to do, Crystal?
You need to start by picking one small task today, like reviewing your index status, or digging into the keywords that are driving traffic to your site, or going through and figuring out which blog posts are still in classic editor. Okay.
Use or if you are using classic editor site-wide to create new content, turning it off.
Stop. Yes. Yeah. There you go. That's a big win for you. Do that today. Okay. Use the insights that you've learned today to take action and to build your momentum from here. Right? This is all about building momentum right now. It's all about water on a stone. You keep going, you keep doing. We're not trying to get all of our traffic from Google, but we do want to get traffic from Google. Okay. All right, guys, you've got this. Make sure that you text the word performance to 251-644-6701. If you don't get the printable, text the word start, count to 10, and then text the word performance, and then don't DND us again. Or you're going to have to go through this every time. All right, Kelli, any other final thoughts that you want to share?
No, ma'am, I got a whole lot of nothing. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, guys. Y'all are watching. Like and subscribe. Help us grow. It really helps us grow. It helps the algorithms show us so that we have more people here. We're still new to YouTube, you know. We were on Google Plus, and then we were on Facebook, and now we're new to YouTube. So we need your help helping us grow.
Yep. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Actually, we'll see you Thursday in a video that's going to drop. That is, I forget what it's about, but we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.